What happened to Strangeusa.com? It's a website that I used to use to look up information about haunted places and sightings of different cryptids and aliens, and they had information about strange things in every state, and the website isn't there anymore. This is a little different from what I usually do on this channel. I usually do guitar videos, but I was just curious about Strange USA. They still have a Facebook page, and you can see somebody commented, "Why'd you take the website down?" But nobody responded. And yeah, I used to use it I guess back in my high school and college days, around 2009, 2010, maybe up to 2012. But it seems like their last post was in 2016, so maybe that's when the website went down. See, when you go to the link, it says it's parked free, courtesy of GoDaddy.com. So somebody could get that domain and start the website again if they wanted to. But I guess it costs money to run the website, and they weren't making any money from it. I guess it was just a passion project or something that was interesting to them. Now, the only similar website I could find is Weird US, which does have stories by state, but they don't have nearly as much information as Strange USA used to have. See, when I click on Maryland, they don't have nothing for Maryland. They're converting their archives from their books. So they have Weird US books. And this is a neat website. They do have a lot of information about haunted places in Pennsylvania and other states. See, they got Eastern State Penitentiary. They got Gettysburg. They have Seven Gates of Hell, which is near York, Pennsylvania. But they don't have Raymeyer's Hollow. That's an interesting story you should look up. But Seven Gates of Hell is also an interesting story. Near the Twin Tunnels on Valley Creek Road in Downingtown in Chester County, entrance to the netherworld. Old tales of the area talk of a pair of red cast iron gates in the vicinity of Sawmill Road, leading to a long abandoned mansion. This place was the scene of a grisly gun murder in which a father killed his entire family. The house lay empty afterwards, left exactly there's two different Seven Gates of Hell, I think. There's one in York, which is different than the other one I was reading. This one, I've heard the story before. It's interesting. For a nice little town in southern PA, York seems to be unusually blessed with the portals to the underworld. One local legend speaks of Seven Gates of Hell in the woods on the outskirts of a town that some signs call Hallam and others call Hellam. We're not making this up. If you go past these seven gates, you will go straight to hell, they say, but they insist that nobody has ever made it past the fifth gate. The gates begin in the woods of Trout Run Road, which was once the scene of a tragic asylum fire. But if, as the church tells us, the road to hell is wide and well traveled, and Weird PA has some doubts about this York County portal. The first gate is hard enough to see, standing as it does half hidden by the undergrowth at a bend in the road. As if to confuse the issue, there are two other gates right beside it, but one is a middle one, a buckled iron pipe, and there's like a lot of gates, and supposedly the story goes that if each gate you pass, the paranormal and activity intensifies. Like I heard maybe like the first and second gate, you'll start hearing footsteps and sounds in the woods. Past the third gate, you might start getting like rocks thrown around and stuff. And like the fourth gate, you might start seeing apparitions. And I think like the fifth gate or something, there's supposed to be like hellhounds, and nobody ever gets past that. And supposedly the seventh gate is where the burned down asylum is, and supposedly a portal to hell. So there's a lot of places in Pennsylvania, but they don't have everything. They're missing Raymeyer's Hollow. They have Gettysburg. Spectral sounds and smells at the Farnsworth House in Gettysburg. Centralia. Now this is the town that inspired Silent Hill. There's a coal mine fire that's been burning underground for more than 40 years, and it causes these cracks to open up in the roads, and all this steam and smoke comes out. So that's why it's all foggy, like kind of like in the Silent Hill games. And the town is abandoned pretty much because there's dangerous gases and smoke and holes in the road. It says of the 1,200 people who lived and worked in Centralia at its peak, fewer than a dozen remain. They moved out. All the houses and businesses have been demolished. The streets themselves split, crack, and subside as the coal seam beneath them burns away and crumbles. And I've also heard of reports of paranormal activity there as well. But yeah, you can go to this website, Weird US, if you want to look up more information about it. But the main reason I made this video is because I'm wondering what happened to Strangeusa and all the information on there. Does anybody have saved screenshots? Is the information archived on another website? This Weird US is similar, but it's not the same. Strangeusa had a lot of information about Maryland. There was a place called Ghost Road that was somewhere, I think, around Dundalk or Essex. And it had information about Robert E. Lee Park, which is where I saw an apparition with two friends. And I do have some pictures in my Madman's Lullaby music video. It's like a picture slideshow. And there's these like weird blue lights that show up in some of the pictures. And that was pretty much the color of the apparition that we saw. It ran across the field and disappeared by the lake line. But that's what Strangeusa looked like. That's what the top of the website looked like anyway. And where it's all black, it had information and stuff you could click on. They had different categories like ghosts, UFO sightings, cryptids like Sasquatch, and other weird phenomena. And it had information about Jericho Covered Bridge in Maryland, Bottom Road in Maryland, where supposedly a young girl was killed, murdered there. And supposedly there's a weird phenomena that was reported where if you parked your car, it would feel like your car was moving backwards up a hill or something weird, and there would be handprints on the car. But yeah, I can't find any information about Strangeusa. I looked through Google Images. The only screenshot is like, yeah, so well, it would be cool if somebody like Nexpo or Nick Crowley could do some investigating and find some information about this website, because maybe there is more information. Maybe some of the information has been copied over to another website, or somebody has information archived or saved in screenshots. I tried to look it up on Reddit, but there wasn't much there, and I'm not that good at Reddit. I don't use it that much, but I know like Nexpo and those guys always use Reddit to like find information and contact people. But anyway, this is a little different video I decided to do, and I'm curious if anybody has any answers about what happened to Strangeusa.com and the information it contained. Thank you, and have a happy Halloween.